Hey guys, how's it going? How are you feeling today? Not gonna lie, my day's been pretty intense so far. It's been super uncomfortable and super nerve-wracking and anxiety-ridden. And I wasn't planning on doing this video today, but I literally had no choice. The universe was pushing me, has been pushing me actually for a little while now, to start this YouTube channel, to share what I'm meant to share, to speak my truth. And like I said, I wasn't planning on doing it just because of the day I've been having and wasn't in a good place. And well, why would I do a video if I'm not in the right mindset? And then I realized, well, guess it's happening. Can't get out of it this time. I feel it. I just know it. Today's the day. So I actually want to start with some breathing. So feel free to join me if you like. It can't hurt. Just relax wherever you are. Close your eyes. I can hear the dog that I'm dog sitting breathing behind me. He's snoring, so this is perfect. All right, deep breath in, inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale into the belly. Exhale. Let it go. And just be. Just feel your body coming into your body. Releasing what no longer serves you. Good. Blink your eyes open. How do you feel now? Hopefully a little bit better. Maybe not 100% if you were feeling a little off, but hey, any little bit helps, right? Yeah. So, who here is on a healing journey? Guilty. Or knows somebody who is? Yeah. It can be pretty intense, right? Pretty uncomfortable. Things come up when you're least expecting them, always at the perfect time. You're right. Oh, yeah. This is how my day's been. I've been having old patterns and old habits come up. I'll give you a few examples. Procrastination. For example, I've had this idea to do this YouTube channel for about a week and a half now, and it's been on my mind. And as soon as it came to me, I knew I had to do it, but it was totally out of my comfort zone. I'm not a camera person, okay? I don't do the spotlight. So I don't know. I still don't know what I'm doing, but we have to go with it sometimes. When you're being called, the best answer is to answer it, even if you don't know why. Another thing that's been coming up is perfectionism. When I was trying to decide about how I would do this channel, there's a lot of things to think about, or your mind can create a lot of things to think about, even if even if they're not important to think about. So, I'm like, okay, what do I talk about? What topics am I going to have? How am I going to say things? Um, what am I going to wear? What's the perfect setting like? You know, um, I should probably put on some makeup, right? And like look halfway decent and like look presentable. Maybe I should let this broken blood vessel in my eye heal before I go on camera, right? Universe was like, no. They're like, one of your intentions was to be real and raw and honest on my channel. So that's what they're forcing me to do. So that's what you're getting. So it's all good, right? It's all good. Another thing that came up this morning for me was people pleasing. I'm at a point where I know that I need to focus on myself, and any of you light workers, healers, teachers, whatever label you resonate with or don't resonate with, you guys know that right now you need to do the work on yourself so that you're in a better place, or in an appropriate place, so that you can be your best self and grow into your true authenticity and come into your truth, so that you can be of service to other people, and that so that you can show up for other people. But you have to show up for yourself first. So when I realized, I was like running all around, it's the day before Thanksgiving today, and I was running around doing errands for my family who I love and I care about and I want to help out. But at the same time, I was feeling resistance, and I was feeling called, you know what, time to stop and focus on yourself, go within, and stop procrastinating. Okay, stop with the perfection. So that came up. So that just added to the snowball. Another thing that was coming up around this channel, and a lot around this doing what I have to do, is getting it right, like the fear of getting it wrong. Okay, because when I was all up in my head over the past week and a half about, like I said, what I was going to talk about and how I was going to say it, I'm like, okay, well, is this the right way? Or maybe like this is better. Or wait, is that like the wrong way to say it? And then I realized, like, get over it, because you're not gonna, it can't be wrong. It can't be wrong. It might not be perfect, but it's not going to be wrong either. And I don't think we hear that enough, or at least I don't hear that enough. And I never really did hear that enough. Everything's good. Everything's everything's working out exactly how it's meant to be. Even though it doesn't matter how many times I told myself that this morning, I still didn't believe it. But it's okay, because you know what? The light comes after the darkness. Sometimes we have to go through the darkness. Many times we have to go through the darkness to get to the light. So I want to tell you a little bit about my healing journey thus far and what I've learned. By the way, my name's Christina, and welcome to my channel, Breadcrumbs for Healing. My healing journey began, well, it's hard to put an exact time on it, but because I believe that we're always healing, whether we're conscious of it or not. It's something that occurs naturally, and it's something that our body or our mind or our spirit, whatever level you want to look at it, it's always our being is always trying to heal, right? It's But sometimes we're resistant to it. Sometimes we don't realize the benefit that going through like this painful, uncomfortable healing process can have. We don't realize what's on the other side, until we get there sometimes. So anyway, my conscious healing journey started at the beginning of this year. In the first couple of months, I was feeling a lot of things shifting inside of me. Like they were subtle, but I could still feel a major shift. One seemingly silly example is that I didn't want to watch TV anymore. And it wasn't like like I don't really like watching TV. It was like no, like I literally couldn't watch TV. It was such a waste of time. I couldn't even force myself to do it. It used to be my and my dad's family time actually, and I couldn't do it anymore. So that's when the inward process of I just started to turn within more and started to work on myself. I was also called out to Sedona in the beginning of March for a spiritual retreat with a guy who you might know. He's really big on YouTube, Victor Odo. And when I was being called out to Sedona, I knew nothing about Sedona. I had never been to Arizona before. I'd never been out west, but for the past few years I'd been longing to go out west. It had been calling me for a while. And so this was the perfect opportunity. I really didn't even look into the details of the retreat because I just had a knowing that I needed to be there and I needed to come up with the money. However, I was going to do that because I didn't have the funds to do so at the time. It on paper, it didn't really make sense, but to make the move that I did, but my intuition was, whispering to me in the beginning. And as time went by, I don't know if you can hear the story in the background. It's so funny. But over time, my intuition kept getting louder and louder, and I kept getting synchronicities and signs, and um, that I needed to do this, that I needed to jump, and I needed to go halfway across the country, and be and spend the whole entire weekend with a group of people. I think it was like 17 to 20 people who I'd never met before, and just jump. Like sometimes you just gotta jump, right? So I jumped. I went out by myself. A lot of people at home were like, "Oh, like that's cool. You're going out to Arizona for vacation. That's cool. Like, who you going with?" I'm like, "No, I'm just going by myself. I'm just feeling called to just kind of take some me time. Just I need to be alone." You're like, "What? Why would you do that? Like, why would you go by yourself?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just want to. Like, it's just fun. I have fun by myself. I don't need anybody to, make me happy or entertain me, So I went out there and I thought of this analogy yesterday. I thought of the healing journey, um, almost like a soda bottle, right? Like when you shake up a soda bottle, you build up all that pressure, and the only way to relieve it is to take off the cap, and sometimes whatever's going on inside, it just explodes. So the time leading up to the point that I actually left for Sedona, it was like that. It was like the bottle was being shaken up. Actually, well, probably definitely even before that, right? You consider like my whole childhood and everything thus far, the bottle being shaken up, right? So when I got to the retreat, we did so many cool things that I had never done before. A lot of intense things. For example, like we did breath work. We did just some meditations, some hiking, like getting out in nature, all of these little things, all these little breadcrumbs that that ended up helping me start to open up the wounds that needed to be healed and open up those layers that had been solid shut for so long that I didn't even know needed to be opened up and explored deeper and given a chance to heal. So going to Sedona was like the cap. I was starting to twist the cap off, starting to relieve the pressure that I didn't even know was in there. Okay. So I had originally planned to take a 2-week vacation in Sedona. Yeah, you don't, for those people who are called to Sedona, it's not going to be a vacation. I'm just going to tell you that. in case anybody's being called. It's not going to be a vacation, so joke's on me. But my original vacation was planned out to be 2 weeks. I decided to take 2 weeks for myself. And the second week that I was out there, I got notification that my job shut down. I was a server at the time. I just finished up massage therapy school and I was working on my own business and getting, all my ducks in a row with that. But I lost my job out there and while I was out in Sedona, and I was like, okay, well, would I like to be unemployed out in beautiful Arizona where I'm feeling pretty comfortable, feeling like I like it, like I could stay for a while longer? Or do I want to go back home to the same old same where I've spent, 28 years seeing everything back there and be unemployed back there? I decided to again follow my intuition and follow my heart that was telling me, no, you're not ready to go home yet. Like you're meant to stay out here. And I was like, all right. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I had literally like a couple $100s in my bank account. My credit cards were maxed out. Didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I'm here, so let's do it. Let's do this, right? So throughout I was out there for 6 months. A 2 week vacation turned into a 6 month healing journey, intense spiritual journey. And I mean, I was just, I was literally thrown into it. I mean, if you would have told me that this was going to happen, I wouldn't have gone. And that's exactly why, like, the universe gave me no warning. The universe was like, here, like, come to beautiful Sedona, where you can do all this beautiful hiking. You're gonna have so much fun on a retreat. Sounds fun, right? So that was kind of like their lure of getting me where I needed to be, that I didn't know I needed to be, but I knew I needed to do that. So over the course of the next 6 months, I slept on a friend's couch who I met at the retreat. I After that, it was time to move on from that, and after that, I um, needed to find a place. I was intending to do, oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? I needed a room in exchange for work because I didn't have money to spend on a hotel or rent or a room or anything like that. So I synchronistically found this nannying position. It was a live-in nanny position in exchange for a room in their house. So I met these strangers who I had no idea who they were at a coffee shop, local coffee shop. And we hit it off. My intuition said go for it, and there I was living with a family of strangers that actually turned into be my family for 2 months, and I learned so much through that. After that, it was time to move on. I rented a U-Haul because I thought that I was going back home. I thought that I was being called to go back to the East Coast, and turns out that I ended up living in the national forest in Arizona for almost a month. I did a couple of different locations, but I went and bought a tent at Walmart, and I was like, you know what? I can call this home. I'm not ready to go back home yet. So that was really intense, but it was good. It was beautiful. And then after that, I actually circled back around to where I started ish with my friend Angie, and I ended up staying with her, and we helped each other go through some healing and some transformation for another 2 months. So, what was really cool about each of these places that the universe guided me to was that looking back now, hindsight's 2020, right? Looking back, I was always in the place where I needed to be. I was put in these locations, in these situations because uh, they presented certain obstacles or certain challenges, certain lessons that I needed to learn in order to move forward. And then whenever I whenever I mastered those challenges, the universe was like, okay, like, all right, time to move on. Time to move on to some you leveled up. You leveled up, like good job doing the healing work, good job getting through everything you had to get through in that chapter. You're ready for the next chapter. You're ready for a deeper level of healing. Yes. Yay. Not really. So, yeah, so along my way, what helped me to master each of the challenges, each of the whatever was coming up, um, during the course of those 6 months, I picked up breadcrumbs from wherever I was at the time. Some of the things I learned on my own, I came up with on my own. Some of the things I learned from other people, from the retreat, or from my friend Angie, or just people who I met along my way. Maybe they were strangers, maybe I was only meant to see them once and never again. Some people I met I consider to be soul family, and we're still in touch. And yeah, the healing journey is like I said earlier, it's intense. And today, again, I'm going to tell you, I'm not at my best, which is really hard for me to not only say that and admit that, but it's the truth. And well, that I guess that's why it's so hard to say, because I've always had trouble speaking my truth. I've always felt like I couldn't, like it's not okay. Like it's not okay to be real, or authentic or honest. But really, like that's what we need right now. And even if you can't give that to other people, at least give it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. The intention of this YouTube channel is to share with you the breadcrumbs that I've picked up along my trail, along the trail of the healing journey, the healing trail, um, in hopes that maybe they can help you go through this journey and this awakening with greater ease, a little bit more comfort, a little bit more peace. Because sometimes, when we're in the thick of it, when we're stuck in that mud, we don't even remember what peace feels like. We feel like it's not okay. And there were a lot of times during the past 6 months, and even and times now too, where I feel, I felt and I feel alone, like I'm the only one on this journey. And I know that I'm not. I know that that's such an irrational thought to even have, but we can't help our feelings sometimes. And so I just want to be able to offer some tips and tricks and breadcrumbs that you can pick up for your journey. And maybe some of it won't resonate with you, and that's fine. This is totally about keeping what resonates with you and leaving the rest. Or and maybe I present something that you're like, oh yeah, like somebody I know could use that piece of information, and maybe it would help them along in their journey. So I want to remind you that you're not alone in this. And I would like to actually remind myself that I'm not alone in this. And there's always support out there. You just have to find it. A lot of times you don't have to even go far to find it. A lot of times it'll just come to you, you know? How often has it happened where you don't even know what you're looking for and it just presents itself to you? So I just wanted to take this time to a couple things. Get over my fears, step into my truth, welcome you to my YouTube channel, and who knows, maybe just through this video alone, I gave you a few, maybe you picked up a few breadcrumbs along the way. Remember that you're not alone in this, and I want you to also remember that if you're feeling like you need support, or you don't know where to go, or you're feeling stuck in the mud, I want you to know that there's support around you. I'm here to support you. I personally am here to support you. And anything that I can do, whether it's, a video that'll have down the road, whether it's um whether it's just sorry, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Whether it's an email, I'm going to put my email in the description below. Feel free to email me. I want you to know that I already have my hand out for you. I already have my hand out for you in those times that you need support and you're looking for a little bit of a boost up and a little bit of an uplift, to get you out of that mud, out of that stuck. My hand's already out for you. All you have to do is reach up and grab it. So, thank you for allowing me to speak my truth. And thank you for allowing me to welcome you into my channel. This is my very first video that I'm ever doing, ever. And like I said, it's completely out of my comfort zone. I don't do the spotlight, but when the universe calls, you gotta follow. Because if you don't, it's just gonna get more and more uncomfortable. So listen to yourself, listen to your intuition. What do you need to do today to come into more of your authentic self, That's what we're being called to do more and more every day. What do you need to do today to make yourself happy? Because that's what life is all about. Even through the healing journey, there's diamonds along the way. Some of the breadcrumbs I'm going to share with you are going to be sweet. Some of them are going to be salty. Some of them are going to be bitter. But they're all part of the process. Everything is part of the process. Without the darkness, you can't see the light. Without healing the wounds, you can't be whole and healthy. So come along this healing journey with me. I would love to support each other and be here for each other and cheer each other on along the way, or be the shoulder to cry on when we're feeling extra sensitive and we're all in our feels that day. Oh, those feels. Anyways, thank you guys for listening, and I hope some of this resonated with you. Thank you so much for being here and showing up for yourself. Do something that makes you happy today. I mean it. All right. Until next time, I hope you have a great day. Peace and love. Namaste.